of life. And I don't even feel like I'm close to the end. I feel like I'm just beginning. Like every day feels like spring to me in that way. Hashtag begin again. So there you go. Now, that was my perspective that I'm sharing, trying to channel you. Now I'm going to come down the ladder and talk about what I do every day and how all of you or any of you or one of you could participate. So I was recruited here to run Centrifuge, which is a public-private partnership. We'll get into that. Once I got here, what I decided would be more fun, I was channeling my mother, being creative, I said, why can't we lead a community movement? That sounds a lot more fun than being an operating blah, blah of Centrifuge. Don't want Jeff to be upset about it, because that's my job. But what we really have fun with, right here in your dirt, on both sides of the river, we have so much fun with this movement called Startup Cincy. Startup Cincy is a movement that brings together everyone in the region that's interested in innovation and or entrepreneurship of the technology kind. So you got to keep that in mind, right? That's what we do. And we have thousands of people that have joined the community, which is very cool. And then there's Centrifuge. And again, I'm going to explain both. Now, the thing that is, I've been here 15 months. The shifts already are palpable. Not just because we have a new coffee shop over the Rhine, but it's because of having this movement called Startup Cincy. We're now able to do what? We're helping large organizations and universities and hospital systems modernize, upgrade, make more current their technology stacks. Now, you guys are uniquely suited here from this university to bring that capability because of the programs that are in play here, right? You have a very highly regarded cybersecurity team. You have a great informatics school, right? And then you have all these smart business people. Like, you're perfectly poised to participate in Startup Cincy. Just take that as part of your potential, okay? Dress on that a little bit. Like, let that water come over you. Now, because our big co's, we have 140 large organizations, all potential employers of you, by the way, 140 in the region. They are the demand side of our economy, and they are interested in improving efficiency and effectiveness through technology. That's awesome for us, right? Now, we also have a new Main Street. Who's been to Over the Rhine recently, right? North Side's the same way. I wish Mount Adams was, because it's a little long in the tooth, so we need some innovation up there, bless its heart. But the truth is, where there is a startup scene, things shift. Big co's are going, oh, me too, I need to get current and cool. Not just wear the t-shirt, but like use the products and services. Then you get new stores popping up everywhere, right? Because that vibe is happening. And also new talents coming. I'm going to tell you about an event we're having in October that's going to rock you out of your seat. It's so exciting. So we are attracting every day new people to town that are coming here to start businesses. And I don't mean just restaurants and coffee shops. I mean technology-based businesses that can disrupt something that's going on now. No different than Airbnb. By the way, I remember when they didn't exist. I remember meeting the founders for the first time in San Francisco. They were sitting on a bench. They could not afford to get an apartment. They came up with an idea of renting a couch. That turned into Airbnb. That is worth, right now, about $60 billion. And these guys had no money in their pocket. They graduated from RISD, moved to San Francisco. They were stuck. They had a website. It was crap. I mean, come on. So these things happen, right? That's not like a dream come true. Those guys worked their butts off to create that experience for themselves and for their customers, right? And they are ruining some of these other, that could have been Marriott. Come on, Marriott left that on the table. That could have been Hilton, any of these big hotels, they could have done that. Are you kidding me? but they were too busy holding on to the old way of work. Missed an opportunity now worth 50, 60 billion. Not public yet, so maybe it doesn't get there, but this is what we're trying to do. People that think outside the box, that want to create something new, that know that technology has a role, that's what we need. These are the things going on right here, that we're part of. Okay, now, when I say Startup Cincy, I want that to be concrete to you. It's not just a logo and a T-shirt, although we have some of those. So there is a tribe with red T-shirts with that logo on them, and they're everywhere, but there are a lot at Union Hall. So I have to let you know that I am part of that tribe. That's one of my tribes. And I will wear that T-shirt from time to time. So let me tell you all the entities right here in your region that are part of Startup Cincy. Number one, there are 4 universities, NKU, one of 4. All the universities are interested in participating somehow in Startup Cincy. How do they? We're going to give you some examples at the end, but you can come down to Union Hall, we can come here, we can look at your deals, we can be on Shark Tank, some of your ideas. There's all kinds of ways. We speak all the time. You can come down and work with our startups. There are lots of ways that we can work together, right? Lots of ways. And we are doing that. You guys are already participating. We just want you to participate even more. There are 10 Fortune 500 companies, right? I like Fortune 500. They hire a lot of people. They have a lot of employees. What else do they do? Test out new pilots with technology startups. That's good. We like that, right? We had this morning, we had a data security roundtable. We had VCs from outside the region. We had big codes there. We had startups. That's an active network. We're building that. So total in the region, 140. That does not include the 6 hospital systems. And we have to add that because they're a big part of our demand. We have 6 funds that are seed investors, Series A, Series B, early seed, angel funds like Queen City Angels. Why is that important? If you have a brilliant idea, a tech-based idea that you want to iterate and play out and even launch, you're going to need money, right? You can bootstrap. That's always a way. I've done that once. I made money doing that. But sometimes you have almost a fiduciary responsibility to use other people's money because it's such a big idea. Think if Airbnb hadn't taken money. It would have been a little bitty thing, and then some of us would not have been able to take advantage of that, right? Or think of Travis at Uber if he'd not raised $60 billion, or whatever he's raised, a lot, many billions. We wouldn't have Uber everywhere. So sometimes if you have a big enough idea and you get product market fit, you have a responsibility to raise money and not play small. Remember? Brave, right? So you have to think of it that way. We have a lot of tech meetups. You're welcome to any and all of those. We don't charge for those. They come in and out just to hang around, to learn lean startup tools and learn about technologies, if that's of interest to you, right? Just to be around people that are thinking that way. I'm not a technologist. I do not code. I didn't graduate with engineering. I'm a business major, right? Business is my art. But now I like business, the underlying technology that supports business, right? Or makes business work better, right? We could say it that way. We have hackathons all the time. We're having a hackathon in a couple of weeks with ArtsWave. We thought that would be cool, right? To bring in some ideas, some big problems to be solved with artisans around the community, pair them up with technology. People see what you come up with. Won't that be fun? That's at Union Hall, a whole weekend thing. It's called TIDAL, T-I-D-A-L. We have 9 accelerators. Who knows what an accelerator is? You have an incubator here, accelerator. We have 9, guys. So Rodney has an awesome program here. We have the Brandery, right? We have UpTech, which is awesome. We have Ocean. I mean, accelerators have a perfect foundation piece for this region because they give entrepreneurs a place to go for a period of time, to be surrounded with mentors. Then you have a demo day, a graduation day, and maybe you get some money, maybe you don't. Maybe you go back and change the idea, iterate, or maybe what you do is you combine a couple of capabilities. But the fact that we have 9 accelerators is a big deal here. It's a very big deal. I was blown away by that. And they're high quality. These aren't cheesy. These are really organized programs with mentors and get VCs at the end of the day. That's impressive. So I want you to know, #StartupCincy is a movement. It's a community movement. It's led by our team. You too can be a part of it. We have a big Facebook page. We have a LinkedIn page. You can just follow that hashtag and see what's going on. We have a website, and the only thing on it are all the activities around this circle in the region. And you should check it out. And maybe your tribe's there, right? Who knows? Now, we are into bravery because we are gritty, right? We are fearless. We want to go for it. We at Union Hall. So this is where we hang out. These 3 buildings in the middle, we have that kind of silly little front door called 1311. The building is 35,000 square feet. So basically, they stitched together 3 old buildings and added a little piece. It's fantastic. We have the Brandery there as a tenant. We have Cincy Tech, which is a seed stage investor there. They have state money, Ohio state money, plus high net worth money, and we're there. We have a huge beer hall that's fantastic. We do programs there all the time. That's $17 million of capital invested in this old structure. You are always welcome. All you need to do is text me and say, can you host a group of 30? And you can have a meeting there, right? And just be around others like you who are trying to think differently. They're trying to disrupt existing systems or add value to existing systems or think of something that no one's thought of or solve a big problem that people keep thinking is hard to solve, right? That's the purpose. It is a place designed to be the front door to innovation in the region. It's not an exclusive club, right? It's for all of us. And I'm very proud to have it, to offer to all of us. Now, let's go to my operating job. I am a CEO. I do have accountability. I have a P&L. I have to do all those boring things that CEOs have to do. So my job is not all about hand-waving around Startup Cincy. So in the assets, because you're business majors, right? In our core assets, we have 3 things. We have a building, $17 million. It's a pain in the butt to take care of, but we have to do that. We have an operating budget for it. We have to monetize it. Cool. Check. Real estate. Second thing we have is a syndicate fund. It is a fund of funds. It's $57 million of money, investment class money, that has been given to us by the large companies in the region. How cool is that? Those big co's, Kroger, P&G, Western Southern, NKU, you're an investor, thank you for that. Your money is in a fund. What do we do with that? Do we direct it? Do we invest it in direct deals here in Kentucky or Ohio? We do not. We could, but we do not. What do? We take that money and invest it in venture capitalists outside the region. Why do we do that, do you think? What do you imagine? Why would we do that? Take your money, your hard-earned money, and we give it to Techstars, or we give it to, Upfront Ventures or Atlas. Why do you think we do that? Give it to VCs out of the region. Pretty smart from an ROI standpoint because they see great deals, right? They're very experienced. So the return ROI on their internal IRR and external ROI is very strong. But why else? We need these people to come to our region, right? You may be sitting on a great idea. How are you going to get it funded? We have 6 funds, but it may not be the right ones, right? So we wanted to bring venture capitalists. This is what's happening in your region. They were here, like we had 7 or 8 today, some from Israel. They're in our building. They're looking for new ideas. They're here in our dirt looking for new ideas. That's our job. Those smart people, we give them our money. They invest it in startups. They come here. They talk to our big codes, they talk to our students, they meet our entrepreneurs. That's pretty cool. Now, I didn't design this instrument. It's a traditional financial instrument, but the fact that our business leaders, including Jeff Mearns, the fact that they thought that would be smart, that's a very strategic call. It's impressive. It's a very strategic call. And we're going to raise another one this year, $100 million. We've deployed our money into 11 funds. That's impressive. Then we have our services, and our services really have to do with talent, customer connections, and funding connections. So I'm going to wrap up. I want to talk, so how many of you have in your head that you might want to play out an entrepreneurial journey? Work for yourself. Okay, cool. Right on. Okay, right on. So at Centrifuge, Front Door Startup Cincy, we want to follow you throughout your journey, throughout the life cycle, right? We want you to do that, right? We want to be with you there. Because the early stage, you're trying to get the idea organized, then you're trying to hire a few people, then you're trying to get a customer, then you're trying to get some more outside capital, then you see what I'm saying? So we're concerned about all of it. Now let me just tell you this. So I have done 4 businesses, 3 of them from scratch. I've sat on 3 other boards where we had exits. This is not for the faint of heart. So I want to make sure when I'm standing up here with all my energy and all my excitement that you know this is really hard work. And it becomes even harder when you take other people's money. Now, I'm not afraid of hard work. Remember, my dad said, you got to work hard. So I've got that embedded, right? You have to be really brave to take this path because there are just some dark nights of the soul, right? And sometimes it doesn't work out. And failure is an option. And you just have to suck it up and say, okay, I failed, move on, right? But, you know, that's something to really consider. The main thing about an entrepreneur's journey is to find your tribe. That's why Startup Cincy makes so much sense, right? Because then you can meet other people like you that are excited or freaked out or up and down, like the strippers' knickers, right? Like they don't know what they're doing half the time because it's just so, you know, because it's scary and exciting and exhilarating. So I just want you to know that if that's your path, that last icon was startup, then we should talk or you should come visit and we should understand that that is your path and do our best to help you with it. Now, 2 big things coming up. Have you heard about NKU at all? Anyone hear about NKU? We did this last year. Okay, NKU is a regional innovation festival. It's 1 day. It's July 21st. You should check out that website. Last year we had 80 companies from nonprofits to universities to big co's and startups that opened their doors to normal people like you and me to come in and listen to what they're doing to support innovation in their company. Process innovation, product innovation, technology innovation. This is a big deal.